How you going, people? Still fighting this damn cold. Anyway, so somebody want to know what I kind of thought on this Child Protective Service taking these kids from these two parents. So they gave them an IQ test, and they scored, the male scored 66 and the female scored 72. And they both have a high school diploma. That should be a testament to no standards in high school. Can't fail anybody. Got to pass them for coming in last. No, I'm not picking on them, saying they're dumb, etc. I'm just saying that if you graduate high school, you shouldn't be on the scale on an IQ test of close to mental retardation, which that's what it says here in this graph. According to this, over 140, you're a genius. 120, 140, very intelligent. 110, 119, superior. Normal and average is 90 to 109. 80 to 89 is dullness. 70 to 79 is borderline deficiency. And under 70 is, what is it, feeble-mindedness? I thought they had a different score for that. Let's see down here. 50 to 70 is mid-mental retardation. So, should they have taken these kids away? Well, I don't know. Like most things, it depends. Do I think just based on an IQ score that CPS, the government, should be able to come in and remove your kids? Probably not. I mean, I don't like government having power anyway, but to be able to give you an IQ test and say, nope, we're going to take your kids, now the taxpayers have to raise your kid. They're probably raising it anyway. These two probably don't have a job. I don't know where they're living, if they have a car. Maybe they do have a job. All that would be considered for CPS to take these kids. And when Child Protective Service does that, they have to look, CPS is in a weird situation because if they don't take a kid and the kid ends up dying or getting killed, they're going to say, hey, I talk about a lot of times when cops get involved, there's a thing called developing a special relationship. And once the government or a cop has a cop, once I develop what's called a special relationship, if I abandon that relationship, I assume liability. And I guess it's kind of paramount to if I put you in custody, put you in handcuffs, and then I let somebody come drag you away and kill you, it's my responsibility because you were in my custody. If I use you as an informant or we start working together or I get you to do something for me and I develop this special relationship and then I abandon that and you get hurt or killed, liability still falls not necessarily on me as an individual, but because I represent government, it falls on government. CPS is a government agency, so once they get involved and do these tests, if they back away and don't do anything, then they're considered liable. So normally they'll err on the side of safety and go, you know what, we better not do this because this has a potential. So if you listen to this article here, or this...
They were neglectful or violent, but because they say their IQs are too low.
I don't think that IQ has anything to do with raising your kids.
Well, that's part of the problem. You don't think IQ has anything to do with raising kids. That's the problem with the country. Is we bring people in from third world countries and let them cross the border illegally. They have no skills. They don't educate their kids. They don't have education. And they bring the kids here, and then they end up turning to crime or drugs, or they don't go to school, or they want government assistance, and they want government to pay them to have the kid. They want government to pay to send them to school. They want government to provide them with food stamps and money and free housing, and that's the problem. You don't have IQ. You don't think IQ is important? That probably means you're probably going to vote for a liberal, because liberals don't think IQ is important either. So you can be the judge for yourself on whether or not, I mean, and I'd like to hear some comments. I got some pretty smart viewers. I don't think they took the kids based on an IQ alone. Somebody called in, somebody reported it. They probably weren't caring for the kids. They were probably on aid. You know, a lot of times, sometimes a family member will want the kid because they want the check. And they think these two are blowing the check. So they'll call in CPS, and then CPS will give the kid to them, and then they get the check. So, you know, welfare fraud, that's the problem when government gets involved. It's nothing but scam, waste, fraud, abuse. It's out of control. The bureaucracy's crazy. Nobody can control it. Do you think somebody with IQs that can't provide for their own kid and thinks that IQ is not important should be having kids? Well, when CPS took their first kid, they had another kid. and they only had that kid for 8 days, and CPS came and took that kid. And if they didn't do that, they would be liable for saying, why did you take one child and you allowed them to keep another child? So what will these two do? They'll keep having kids. And their kids will keep going to someone else to raise and support, government, taxpayers. I mean, an economic society you can only take so much from working class and give it to the non-working class for so long until it fails. And I know liberals just can't believe that, but I'm going to do another video on Sweden, and it makes a lot of good points about how they're losing their country. But you can be the judge on this. You think CPS should have took the kids, should have not? I don't think they took them just for the IQ. I would say no if they're just doing it just for IQ. I mean, if you got a low IQ and you got a job, you're supporting yourself, you're raising the kid's not in danger, you've got, you know, a car seat, you've got all the things legally, you got your kid in school, you're providing good care, I don't think IQ would be an issue. Of course, the liberal left wants to make this just about IQ so they can, again, lower the standard. The left's always about lowering the standard to the lowest possible denomination so government can provide, can take responsibility, can save them, can protect them, and then we can say we need more government, we need more money, we need more taxes because we're providing all this great saving stuff. All right, we'll end that there.